Bam! What's going on, guys? Gil here again. I'm on the Facebook channel. I don't know though. I just don't feel comfortable on the Facebook forums. I feel like it's too intimate, and I kind of get scared. So I figured I'd do it for you guys here tonight. If I don't get anyone that tunes in, I'm okay with that. I didn't announce it. Just kind of spur of the moment. I got home from drill. Went to take a nice shave. I just got in these beautiful raffle wins, so I figured why not. So the soap I'm going to be shaving with tonight is Katie's Bubbles. Let's see if you can see this. Yes. Saturday morning. It's a Wednesday night, but I figured I'd still give it a shot. It smells so sweet. Manny, what's up, brother? It smells so sweet. Kind of reminds me of, I was vaping for a while. I still vape every now and then. I've had some vape juices that smell just like this. It's like a kind of like a sweet carnation, caramel, fruity. Just smells delicious. And for the soap, we're going to be using, I can't pronounce this, but I think it's the Melon Cypress or the Mel Cypress. It's one of Katie's Bubbles limited editions. I won this in the raffle. Yes, I've had some luck. And I'm also going to be doing my Merkur 34T. I won in the raffle. And I'm going to be putting a Jalapira blade in there. Just got home, took a shower, got out the shower. I usually do a night shave. I was looking at my face, and I noticed I have an ingrown hair. Kind of pulled it out, but it's still there. I usually don't get these, but there it goes. It's kind of gross. So I'm going to shave that sucker off. It's probably about 1/4 of an inch. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good week. Today is my midweek for me. Wednesdays I usually take off, but I had a meeting at work, so I had to go in, and my day off is actually going to be tomorrow, so I'm going to enjoy that day. Just running some errands, hanging out with the kids. I got the Rapida loaded up in there. Oh, and my brush, my turn and shave. Man, I love this brush. I love the way it looks. And I was actually looking at Milton's page. He has a brush that's going to look, or is dyed. I don't know what you call it. I'm not the brush guy, but the cast is very similar to this, and it has a coin. I'm very tempted. Very, very tempted for tomorrow's brush drop at 11 Eastern, I think Central Time. Dude, it doesn't smell like Cheerios. I don't know what the Cheerios Fruit Loops smell like, but it smells just like the Kellogg's Fruit Loops. But it's not like a regular milk to me. It's like sort of like a carnation or dulce de leche. You probably know what I'm talking about, Manny. Dulce de leche. It has kind of like that sweet caramel smell. It's just so sweet. If you don't like sweet soaps, don't get it. If you like the sweet smells, I know some people are off put by fruity sweet smells. I enjoy them, especially in the summer. I'm not too into the menthol, but I'll tell you what, I really enjoy the menthol, the pear brush shop that I just got in from West Coast Shaving. I enjoyed it. I don't mind, I think, the soap as much as the aftershave. The aftershave with menthol, I don't know, man, it kills me. I don't know how guys do it. I can't do it. But believe it or not, I mean, I have some Katie's Bubble stuff, and I know some collaborations, but this is the first official Katie's Bubbles, like label that I have. So I'm really excited. Much harder than the cream I used on my last video. Oh, and I just dropped a whole bunch. But I got the brush loaded up. I'm gonna wet the face. This is what I do. I usually just put my finger in and I clean out the tub. I know some guys put the tub upside down for 24 hours. I do the same thing. But first, I gotta have all the soap off. So what I do is with my finger, I just kind of take everything off, and then I dip this in my sink. I don't know why, but I like to have my tub completely cleaned out. Then I shake it off, and I leave it on the side of the sink just in case if I need more. But if I'm using the synthetic, I usually don't need any more. I love the smell. I know I say that with every soap I get, but it's so hard for me to find a soap I don't like. If you don't like your soap, send them to me. I'll probably like it. Except if it has menthol. Maybe. I like that Perber Shop with the menthol. But I don't mind it. Michael! What's up, brother? Good to see all my OGs back. I know I took some time off, guys, but I really needed some time to regroup. I kind of feel refreshed and ready to go. But I know I spoke about it before. I just needed some time, man. I kind of felt unhappy, and I like to put on a good face whenever I'm in front of the camera. And every time I saw myself, I just felt like I was so fat. And sometimes I think it takes that drastic kick in the butt. You know what did it for me? And I've never mentioned this. I've never said this to anyone. Not even to my wife. Or any of the guys I hang out with. But there's a guy I know. Or if you guys don't know, Merker 34T. Katie's Bubbles, Saturday morning. There's a guy I know. I'm not going to say from work because they'll give it away. But there's a guy I know. And I see pretty often. Hey, what's going on, Dave? There's a guy I know I see pretty often. Whenever we hang out, we go have drinks. We joke around. When he gets drunk, this guy is like... He can't lie. Everything that comes out of his mouth is the truth. And he has no filter. And on 2 different occasions that we were hanging out with him, I say we, my friends, and he called me fat. I never thought of myself as fat. I knew I was getting heavier. But you know what? It took that honesty from a drunk friend that said, hey, Gil, you're fat. And I kind of looked at myself. And I said, you know what? You're fucking right. Sorry for cursing. But I said to myself, damn, you're fucking right, man. I said that to myself. I never said it to him. Maybe one day I will. But this guy made me realize that I was overweight and I needed to change my life. And not because just he said it, but he just opened it up to my eyes. And it's not about being fat, but to me, it's about being healthy. You know, my kids will hug me and they would say, Daddy, your belly is big. Joking around, because they don't know their kids. Now they hug me, they say, damn, Daddy, your belly's so tiny. And by no means, I'm no supermodel. I have a long ways to go. I'm not in the greatest shape, but I'm getting there. That was my first pass. And I always say, a good shave is an uneventful shave. No nicks, no cuts, no irritation. I think I'll do a 3-pass shave to stick around with you guys. But I want to be around for my kids, man. I love those kids more than anything on this planet. And if you guys don't know, I'm going to be 40 years old in September. And when that guy called me fat, this was about probably April, January, April, that kind of time frame. It happened a couple of times. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. I feel like I have, and I know everyone probably feels this way, but I feel like I have the best wife in the world. She's very supportive. She never shoots me down on any hobby, any idea, anything I want to do. And my kids are just freaking awesome, man. They're the best little people in the world. And I'm sure every parent feels that way. Thanks. I'm sure every parent feels that way, but when God made my kids, He gave me a gift. I have two completely opposite personalities for kids. One is serious, one is a jokester. One is a bookworm, one is like a mechanic, hands-on type of guy. But I forgot what I was saying, but it kind of took that kick. Thanks, man. They are. I try to do the best I can with them. My father taught me a lot growing up. A lot of values these young people don't have these days. I see this next generation. Hey, what's going on, Mike? I see this next generation of kids growing up. And whenever I see something out in the street, I always show it to my kids. I don't shy them away from it. I say, you see those people over there? We went to, this is a while ago. We went to Wendy's. And this is probably over a year ago. Thanks. And there were these kids acting crazy. Teenagers, you know, young kids. They were just being kids. But they were like acting crazy. Joking around. Being loud. And I told my kids, I said, I don't ever want to see you doing stuff like that in public. Because you see how you are reacting to them right now? That's how people are going to react to you. I said, you need to be a better man. And if you have friends like that, you need to walk away. You know what it is, Manny? I know I keep jumping around, but you gotta want it. You gotta want it so, but I wanted it. You know, I can't even explain it, but I've done diets before and I've done health kicks, and I have an OCD personality. And when I start doing stuff, I want it. Like when I started work shaving, I wanted it so bad. I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know everybody. When I went on this diet, I wanted it. You know, there's this quote that really inspired me. I can't remember it right now. But when I do, I'll post it. But you gotta want something so bad that you couldn't live if you didn't have it. And for me, I didn't want to live with this weight anymore. I feel younger. I feel happy. I feel more outgoing. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I have 1,000 thoughts. This is why I don't do live videos, because I have to get my thoughts in line, because if not, I jump all over the place and I talk about 1,000 different things. Honestly, I'm that guy that I can talk to you for hours. But for me, it's like I can talk to you guys more than I can talk to my personal friends. Because I don't really talk about my personal stuff. Like this stuff, I don't talk about it with my friends. I'll talk about it with you guys. A lot of times there's no judgment. It's just listening. Thanks, buddy. And I try to talk about my life. Thanks, man. Because to me, these shaves are just like a vessel to kind of give another message, a bigger message. And I think I mentioned this before, but you know, for me, the message is, you know, love, happiness. You guys know about this razor. How many times I got to talk about the Merkur, right? Or how many times I got to talk about a turn and shave? Or how many times I got to talk about Katie's Bubbles? Who doesn't know what Katie's Bubbles is? Nobody. None of the hobbyists. Maybe a new guy that gets into it, first wet shaving. But you guys probably know about it better than me. You need me to stand here and tell you how great a Merkur is? Probably don't. Because a Merkur may be great for me, but it may not be great for you. Damn, that was a good shave. I'm all over the place. I don't think I finished one thought tonight. And my shave is just about done. I need to structure my live shaves because I'm all over the place. But I just like communicating. I always thought, I mean, what I do now for a career, I communicate and I talk to people, but thanks, Manny. I think Merkur is my favorite razor. And I've tried a lot. And I've sold off a lot too, but Merkur, what I want to try is, Manny, I want to try a charcoal good level 1 razor. So I put myself on the wait list. And Mike, I think you were asking. No, I'm not a fireman in the city. I have a lot of buddies who are. I used to live in the city. I moved out of the city about 7 years ago. I born and raised in the Bronx. I moved up to Hudson Valley, New York, and I have a career, but I also do a lot of volunteer work. And one of the volunteer works, or one of the places I volunteer at, is my local fire station. Jersey. How far in Jersey? I work in Jersey. I work in Hackensack. But I'm a volunteer firefighter for my fire department. I'll say where? It's Chester. I live in Chester, New York. I'm a volunteer. About a year ago, they honored me and they asked me to be their lieutenant. So I ran for lieutenant and I got the position. So I'm the 3rd lieutenant at my firehouse, the newest lieutenant, so I'm definitely learning a lot more. Showing the new guys some of the ropes and still learning myself. But no, not a city fireman, but I am a volunteer. You got a Wolfman? What? Thanks, Michael. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. But yeah, so volunteering is very important to me. On loan. I gotta check out the video, man. I'll tell you this, man. I haven't been able to get into the videos. I know I just started videos myself, but I definitely gotta catch up. And that way that ingrown hair is not irritated, but you can definitely see it was red. Wolfman? I just never could seem to get my hand. And whenever the... Guys, I'm sorry. The feed... My phone got too hot. I was charging it. Yeah. Thanks for sticking around, Mike. I lost the feed. My phone got hot. I was charging it and talking and having it, so it overheated and froze up. So, but I'm back. So I'm just gonna finish this up. But what I was saying, man, yeah, every time I see a Wolfman raffle, because I'll never buy a Wolfman. I just spend it like, I don't know, how much is it? Like 250, 350 for a razor or whatever it is. I can't see myself, but I'll do a raffle for it. But I want the Mile razor, because I'm a Mile razor guy, and every time I see it, it's more of an aggressive razor. So I never pull the trigger because I don't want to get such an aggressive razor. And I went in for a charcoal good once that I really enjoyed. It was perfect. It had the honeycomb handle, the #1 head, which is the mildest. I think I bought like 2 numbers, but it didn't work out. You know, you're not gonna win them all. But Mike, I was just, now that's Manny, but I know you were mentioning your dad is a firefighter or was a volunteer, and I was saying it takes a special breed to be a volunteer. You know, you get criticism from the community if you don't do a good job. You get criticism from the paid firefighters because they don't think you do a good job. People you meet on the street don't quite understand that you're volunteering for your community and you're doing this for free. When I moved up here, I lived in the city my whole life. I didn't know people volunteered to be firefighters, you know. I grew up in the city. I knew you had the paid NYPD, you had the paid FDNY, and then I came up here and I didn't know anything. I thought everyone was paid. I thought the cops were paid, which they are. Absolutely, very political as well. I thought the fire guys were paid. And I remember I first moved up here. I was a city slicker. I didn't know anything from anything. I moved up here. I've been here for about a year or so. And I sprung the biggest leak in my basement. And the leak was literally, if this is the pipe to the main, this is the shut-off valve right here. This is water flow into the valve, into the house. Right? Water flow, valve, main. The leak was right here. So no matter what I did, I can shut off the main and I couldn't get the water off. So the water was leaking for quite a while. And I know my neighbor, he was a contractor. I had met him when I moved in. His name is John. I knocked on John's house. I didn't know anyone. I knocked on John's house. I said, hey, John, I have a leak. Can you help me out? I don't know what to do. I can't turn it off. He was in his probably late 70s. He said, no problem, Gil. I'm going to be right over. He came over with his son. Now, John and Jerry are my neighbors. John volunteered. He volunteered for Chester Fire. His son, Jerry, also volunteered. I think he was a commissioner. He was also a chief. These guys, out of the will and goodness of their heart, came to my house, stopped my leak, called the water company, had the water company come over, dig a main hole, because I didn't even have a shutoff in the yard or outside, so they needed to install one of those. He came back the next day with all the supplies to fix the leak. And I said, John, what do I owe you? He said nothing, just pay me for the material, which was about 40 or 50 bucks. I mean, to have a plumber come out in the middle of the night and then come fix the job, we're talking about a $5,000 to $1,000 job. He said, don't do anything. Here's the receipt. It was like $50 in materials. You know, just reimburse me for the material so I don't come anything out of pocket. And the last thing John said, is, if you do me a favor, swing by the firehouse, because they need young guys like you to help out with the community and keep it going. Very next day, greatest neighbor ever. Very next day, I went down to my local fire department. I introduced myself. I said, hey, what's up, guys? My name is Gil. I'm a volunteer firefighter. I didn't know you guys were volunteer. What can I do to help? I gave an application. The rest is history, man. These guys are like my brothers. I talk to them and I see them more than I see my family. So it's a great brotherhood. It's a great brotherhood. It's a great thing to be around. Probably one of the best things I've ever done. So I have my kids around it. My wife is always around it. It's a very tight knit community. You get to know the people in the community. You get to know the police officers, because a lot of police officers are also volunteers. So it really kind of brings you into the whole community. But I think that's it, guys. I know I'm rambling on. I've been talking for a while, but I appreciate you sticking around. I enjoyed my shave. It's been buffering. I'm about to go, but thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next shave. Have a good one.